Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Sind, and today I'll be taking you on a couple of MISTVILLE runs to hopefully share my thought process on how I go about clearing these interactive push as far as I can for those sweet automation rewards at the end. So starting right away, these are my current upgrades. Just the very basic ones, essentially nothing crazy. And yeah, that's pretty much everything that I have from the get-go. So starting right away, from day one here, I would always say, and I would always recommend, that you should try and clear floor 1 and floor 2, and sometimes floor 3, as much as you can, like I'm doing here, to hopefully find as much as you can on upgrades like this one. Here we take the beak mask. Sanity cost for exploration is amazing, and also spotting where those anorexia bad effects would be very good, but I value the reduction cost in sanity a lot more, because it will allow us to clear with much less cost of sanity here. As you can see, we clear everything but that one node that we don't see, because it's not really valuable there. For costing 20 sanity for finding an extra node that might be empty is not that valuable. And here on the combat sections, I'm gonna skip past them because there's not much to talk about here. Here going into day 2, the cost is increased by a little bit, but because we have the benefit of that mask peak that we found, we can still do the exact same strat and just check everything out. Once again, I can go for the anorexia here, and I do end up doing that. It can be very detrimental and lost quite a few runs because of that effect. After that, we get the chance to reveal a bank, which is quite nice. Coins are very valuable. And here I wanted to grab the sleeping spice because 20 sanity recover is amazing every day, and it will help us go further into the mechanic. Hopefully, that's the aim anyway. And I believe I actually end up spending one of these large potions to turn that into a bank and end up buying it, which is very good. This would be a very good upgrade to further upgrade in the alchemy area, but spoiler, I don't believe I get to use that in the end. So here we could still fully clear. Here I'm thinking that the thing is going to be at the top here, and lo and behold, it actually is. And because of all those sanity enhances that we end up getting, we actually end up clearing a lot more here. And I believe here I go for the cartography quill to get 50% chance to reveal an extra node when we go and find a previewed node. And here we take the goblet, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Very good. We lose all our coins, but it turns all the negative effects into sanatoriums, which obviously refill our sanity, which would be absolutely amazing. Now on to day 4, everything is going to cost at least 5, and here we could still fully clear, but I don't believe I do in this one. We don't really have any money to check these upgrades. Watchful Purse is very good to get sanity off of finding coins, so banks actually regen quite a bit of our sanity. But because we find so many omens here, unfortunately, I just opt to reveal the ones that I can here, grab the sanity, and we don't actually have much here, but I do believe I end up getting some of the food here. No, I end up getting the map in the end. So there we go. And we just drop that map and go straight into day 5. Now day 5 is pretty good. We know that we're going to get an event, a combat event after, right? So we can afford to explore a little bit more here, because we're going to get that regen from completing the combat event under the determined time, which if you have a decent build, you're kind of always going to do, so it's always guaranteed to get 30% of your sanity back. Here, a couple of very annoying sanity blockers, but we do end up going the right way, and we just dip out of there very quickly to hopefully go and go into a better day. We also found a lot of coins there, so there's no real reason to stick around because we probably have most of the good things. Here, day 6, things are starting to cost quite a bit. First I make my way to this bank that is guaranteed to be there, right? We previewed it before. I consider spending the goblet to remove that blocker, but I explore a bit further and I end up finding the exit. So straight to day 7. And this is a very unfortunate find. It cuts our sanity by a big chunk immediately, and here we're in a bit of a situation. Again, I debate using the goblet here, and now I go there and I see that I'm forced to do. There's no other option. So turn both of those into sanatoriums, and luckily very quickly find the exit here and just opt to jump and run away as soon as quickly grab those sanatorium revealers, which is very good, and we're out of there. Here we're at day 8. Things are incredibly expensive at this point. If we had max sanity, we could reveal 9 tiles without we could reveal 9 tiles with our full sanity before we die, right? Before we have to restart. So very, very expensive, and I opt to drop that one thing and grab these increases on sanity, and I consider going for that bank, but I said it's too expensive, it's not worth it, and just ran to day 9. Now, day 9 here costing 15 each, it's terrifying. We immediately use one of those to reveal all sanatoriums to try and consider our pathing here. I grab both of those sanatoriums. I end up getting here and finding a doctor's lantern, which I opt for. I find that anorexia blocker, which is horrendous. I will have to use here 35 to unblock that because I don't have an option. And here I see that I am completely lost. I tried to check for food. I could have potentially, because there's I do use the frogs here, the frog eggs. I buy the dried mist fish and I go for it to try and get some sanity, but it doesn't give me nearly enough. And the heartbreaking bit here is that I know I'm dead here, and I revealed that tile, and it ended up being the tile that we needed to get out and hopefully go into a combat area and go into day 10. But we don't manage, and that's the end of our run here. For the second run, as you can see, we are still basically in the same upgrades. We get some letters here to upgrade a bit further, so we get a few more coins, a few more max sanity, and that unlocks the 3rd row, which hopefully in the future we'll start working towards. And we go straight into day 1. Now this run in particular, the first few days were pretty rough. We didn't get a lot of sanity refillings. So you will see that we are pretty low on sanity. We find a couple of blockers here, 3 blockers in the first area, which is not great, 4, and not much in terms of sanatoriums. We find a couple, we end up fully clearing this area. I end up going for the map of unknown old stuff because it reveals all the location of old stuff, and I immediately use that to regen a little bit of sanity. I also use this one for the coins, I think. No, I end up holding it. There's no reason to spend the coins right now. I might find something that says, for example, restore sanity based on how many coins you gain, and that would actually be a sanity regeneration effect. Now day 2 here, as you can see, you can already see a location of one upgrade. I go for fluffy old blanket because percentage max sanity regen is very good at the top of each day. And we go and clear everything once more here. As you can see, we already found another 3 blockers here, and our sanity is dipping very quickly. Here, of course, we're taking 15 coins for 2 random food. Why would we ever not? And we get some okay stuff, nothing crazy. And at the end of the second day, we are at 23 sanity. Thankfully, we have some good upgrades for regen. Here we take the Watchful Purse. I said in the last run that's very good. And we look for the exit because of the status of our sanity. We aren't going to be able to get much of exploration here. I do go for more sanity regeneration, which is very, very good. And we spend finally those coins to get here some extra materials to unblock ourselves if we get a bit blocked and don't want to spend the sanity. We're now day 4. Our sanity, for the most part, has recovered a little bit. We make our way to the upgrade immediately. I go for more sanity recover because we're previewing all the location of upgrades, so every time we go to one of those cells, we're going to find some extra sanity with that. And go straight into day 5. Our sanity is still not in the best spot, and immediately we find a blocker. We get lucky and find 2 sanity regens over there and a 3rd one here, so thankfully it's not as bad as it could have been. And we do find the exit pretty quickly. The last unblock was a mistake in hindsight, obviously, but I was hoping to find either a bank or some upgrades or even some sanity regen, but I didn't, and so I just dip out really quickly. We're now at day 6. We can see the location of an upgrade, so I want to make my way there. We find a couple of blockers, which is quite painful, but I opt to use the cat fragments, and unfortunately we can't because of the blocker at the bottom makes so you cannot use food. So unfortunately here we're going to have to go around. And here, because we have 20 sanity, I opt to just leave that on the table and go for the next day, because we're really, really low. I check all the food here and all the upgrades, and I can see that there's a couple of sanity regen foods. So I go and grab those. The food slots are full, unfortunately, so I go and have to use something. I use the previews here to try and find some stuff, and I actually get very lucky with all 3. which give me all the information I need. Stepping on that would have been very bad. So that is a very, very good use of those previews. I buy this one, use it immediately, buy the second one, and I believe I hold on to that one, and make my way to the exit here. Find, unfortunately, a blocker here that I do opt to go for, surprisingly. I shouldn't have. And end up not clicking that one bank, so unfortunately, big mistake there. Shouldn't have unblocked that to begin with and just made my way out. We're in day 8 and things are now starting to cost quite a bit. Immediately find this blocker. I opt to use food to remove it because 30 is a big cost right now. Again, more sanity recover, very, very good. I opt to go for the 50% recover total, which is very, very good. I consider unblocking that, but I want to try and see if the exit is some other way. And eventually we find it. Didn't have to go all the way to unblock that, but we didn't know, obviously, so. And now day 9, things cost 16. It's incredibly high. It's very, very dangerous. Find that and immediately use it to reduce the cost by a little bit. And we are lucky here, I believe, because we find the exit very, very quickly and manage to make our way out. Day 10 now, and there's no way we're going out of this, right? It costs 20 per reveal, so immediately I'd go and try to find something to get us some extra health, right? Some extra sanity to hopefully make it through the day. I consider buying the regen at the start of each day, but right now I think I'm not getting past today, so I try to do as much as we can. And unfortunately I cannot turn that into a sanatorium, so it is the end of the run. And here we did manage to make all the way to day 10, and if you don't know, the maximum is 15, is as far as you can go. So yeah guys, hopefully that is easy to follow as an explanation to what my thought process is as I go through these. Always try to prioritize getting some big sanity regen to push it further into the further days. Also keep your unblocking food for the later days if you can, because they are going to start costing a massive, massive amount to unblock yourself, and that could easily cost you the run. Any further questions or any further tips that you'd like, feel free to ask them in the comments below. Follow the channel and subscribe. Leave a like on the video, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye.